Good morning, everyone. It is a rainy day on the AT. I had 2 really good days of weather in a row, so I can't complain. I slept warm and dry in the Pickle Branch shelter last night, and I'm excited for today because it's the start of the Virginia Triple Crown. Here very shortly, in about 8 miles, I will reach Dragon'sTooth. But even before that, I'm going to reach the 700-mile mark. I'm excited for that. You know, you can't pick the weather. You have to adapt. And the saying is, no rain, no pain, no main. And this is one of those rain days. So I don't know what we'll have in terms of views, but rain or not, I'm going to have a great day achieving 700 miles and seeing Dragon'sTooth. I will let the conditions dictate whether or not I visit McAfee Knob today. I really want to hit that on a good weather day. So I may camp just short of McAfee Knob tonight, because tomorrow is supposed to be cold, but it's at least supposed to be sunny. I'm also excited that I'm going to link up today on a trailhead with a couple of colleagues from my employer. And so that's nice. They've offered to take me in to get a bite to eat, because it's going to be a relatively short day, somewhere between 14 and 16 miles, I think. But so they've offered to take me for a bite to eat and then return me to the trail. A little bit of trail magic, and it'll be nice to see some old faces. Other than that, it is shaping up to be a great day. Appreciate you joining me. I'm Bricks. Folks, it is a rainy, wet day, but I still reach 700 miles. It's a great feeling. Unfortunately, because of the aforementioned rainy, wet day and cold day, I won't be dwelling on it long. I've got to continue to move down the trail. It's a great feeling to be almost a third of the way to Mount Katahdin. I wish I had a little bit more time to reflect and contemplate and celebrate that achievement. In addition to the rain, it's very cold today. So keeping moving is keeping me warm. Thanks for being with me, everyone, on this journey. It means a lot to share 700 miles with you. So if you look up, that is ice on the limbs. 63 degrees yesterday. There's ice on the limbs today. Almost there to Dragon'sTooth. This is the .1 Blue Blaze to Dragon's Tooth. This is a challenging climb in its own right. Add the wind, the rain, the freezing temperatures. Very challenging. So looking forward to seeing this rock. There will not be any views because we are socked in with fog, but that's okay. I have reached Dragon's Tooth. Beautiful. It is typical to climb up Dragon's Tooth to take a photo from the top. I will not be doing it in these icy conditions, but I have reached it. Let's see what we can get in terms of a view from down here. So it has been a whirlwind of a day. Started today, short walk to Dragon's Tooth, but boy, the wind, the rain, the ice, it was a little intense. Got some good views, but then after that, really was a torrential downpour of a wintry mix. Had rain and sleet on me. And so for the next 8 miles, I really couldn't film anything because it was a battle to keep my hands warm, and then my hands were so wet I couldn't unlock the phone, but it all worked out because the weather has passed and everything is almost back to normal. Still a little cool, but the rain has stopped. I've just come back onto the trail from a nice little bit of trail magic. When I came out onto Virginia 311, which is at the base of McAfee Knob, I was met by two of my colleagues, Candace and Julianne, and they brought some trail magic, but then they also took me to McDonald's, and I had 2 quarter pounders with bacon, a 10-piece McNugget, large fries, and a Dr. Pepper. The hiker hunger is real. But it was a nice visit with them. Got to share with them just a little bit of, my insight into my journey, and got to meet Nick, who is Candace's son, and his friend Bryce. And really, we did have a good lunch. And then they brought me promptly back to trail. I'm fed, and now I am headed towards McAfee Knob. I am so excited about seeing McAfee Knob. I had kind of, you know, wrestled with how it is that I want to visit it. You know, it's my options are stay at a shelter before McAfee Knob, and then wait out the evening, and then see it tomorrow when the weather is good. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to McAfee Knob today, and I'm gonna see what the view's like. If the view's good, well then I'll knock out all of my visit and photos today. And if it's not, I'll go just past it to the next shelter, and then return there tomorrow if I need to, when the sun is up. It's be a short, I think 3/4 of a mile backtrack for that purpose. And so that's the plan. We're gonna go to McAfee Knob, 3.9 miles, I believe. And so looking forward to seeing what it is that I can see. There are 2 shelters on the way up to McAfee Knob. The first is the John Springs shelter. Of course, we're gonna bypass this one. We're on our way up to McAfee Knob now. The second shelter, when you're headed northbound up McAfee Knob, is the Catawba Mountain Shelter. It's a little over 1.5 miles from the top. It's a good staging point for northbounders. They want to get an early start onto McAfee Knob. Again, we're going all the way to the top. No need for us to stop. All of the freezing rain is starting to thaw, and so icicles are falling in mass from the trees. So I've been rained on, snowed on, hailed on, sleeted on, and now I'm being icicled on. This is the short little Blue Blaze trail to the McAfee Knob Overlook. And there's McAfee Knob. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. We're socked in with fog. That's okay. I came to see this rock. And all my life, I will never forget this moment. Climbing up McAfee Knob. I'd already placed my backpack here. Took a couple still shots. I imagine there's a beautiful view out there. That's one of the beautiful things about the fog. the AT. It's a mystery. You have to experience it for yourself. Nobody can ever really describe it for you. And if you don't get the view you want the first time, the AT will always be here. But sure enough, there's always going to be spectacular views ahead. One last final look. So I've completed my shots in my visit of McAfee Knob. Now there are many that could say that I should probably come back tomorrow, that today's view wasn't perfect. And tomorrow promises a much better view. But in a lot of ways, the AT is not perfect. It's not an easy trail. If it were easy, I think everyone would probably do it. But the AT is about wilderness. And the wild is never really perfect. It's beyond our control. Just like today's weather. Take everything about the AT. The terrain, the weather, the wildlife, all of these things kind of come upon us. And we take them in as we experience them. And all of it is beautiful in its own way. You know, you can take the fog on an overlook and think it's really hiding something special out there. But you can take that same fog and put it in the scenery behind me, and it creates this soft glow. It's beautiful in its own right. It's meant to be appreciated as is. And as much as we want to try and influence it, sometimes we just have to accept the things that are beyond our control and accept the things that are positive and beautiful about the situation with gratitude. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for today. The rain, which will hydrate me tomorrow because it's filled the streams. The fog that provides this soft glow. The cold, which hardened my spirit and gave me a challenge for the day. And the still beautiful views of Dragon'sTooth and McAfee's Knob. So I'll go on to say that I think my picture might have been perfect. Everyone, this is the Campbell shelter. This is where I'll be staying the night.